Hey Motorheads, welcome back. Today we're going to be putting JBA headers on this 2019 Camaro SS. I'm going to try to walk you through every detail. That way if you decide to do the job at home, you should be able to pull it off. Stay with us. Before we get started, the very first thing you're going to want to do is disconnect the negative battery cable. It's fairly easy access. I'll shine a light back in here. Pull this cover off in the trunk area and disconnect your negative cable, lay it off to the side. We're going to be working really near the starter. That's why we want to make sure we disconnect that. Okay, next we're going to take the engine covers off the top and then pull all the plug wires so that we can get into the heat shield on the manifold. Okay, on your PCB line here too, there's a clip. If you reach in under the cover, push in, I'll show it to you when I get it pulled off. This button right here, you're going to push in on that. That's going to release the line so you can pull it off of that nipple on the valve cover. We've got a number 30 Torx on this cover. There's two of them, one in front and one here in the back. Get those pulled out. So once you get the cover loose, these two 30 Torx, those screws, they'll stay in there. So you don't have to pull the screws completely out. On the plug wires, the easiest thing I've found to get those wires off are a pair of long needle nose. If you go down in, choke up on it, pry off of the manifold, they'll pull right off. Okay, we are going to work on some of the manifold bolts while we're up here before we raise it up in the air to work on some of the flanges and stuff at the bottom. These are 1/2 inch, so you're going to need a ratchet at first. You may be able to get to them with an electric ratchet, but it takes some force to get them broke free. Then you can go back with your electric ratchet to take them the rest of the way out. Okay, and on the coolant reservoir tank, there's one 10mm here, and then we disconnected the hose. If you're careful, you can tuck the hose in, the heater hose, in behind the brace there. We didn't lose very much coolant at all. Then we were able to take the clips loose and lay it right here in front of the radiator. We're pulling the cover off the manifold on this side too. This heat shield does get in the way of that back manifold bolt in the very back, and it doesn't take but a minute to pull the shield off. I also left the center manifold bolt in until we get everything unbolted at the bottom. That one will be easy to take out whenever we're ready. Now we're going to pull the spark plugs out. That way we get more clearance when we go to move the manifolds in and out and the headers. Okay, we've got the shields off both manifolds. We've got all the manifold bolts out. We did leave the two center bolts in on both sides. We've got all the spark plugs out. Back plug on this side was a little bit difficult. You can get all of them with a 3-inch extension and of course a 5/8 plug socket. So with everything taken off up top, we're going to raise it up on the lift now and start underneath. Okay, we're now going to pull the plastic off of both sides of the Kmember. They're 10mm. So we'll start pulling all those out. Also on each side, you've got some 15 Torx that are on these plastic covers that join them to the inner fender well covers. Okay, now we're going to remove the Kmember brace, and they're 15mm bolts. Looks to be 12 or 14 of them all around the exterior of it. There are also two nuts kind of hidden up inside the frame here. Okay, you got to pull your inner liners out of the way and then slip the back off of the studs that we talked about, those hidden nuts. There's a little hanger right up front, and if you maneuver it just right, the Kmember will slip off that clip and get it completely out of your way. We're also going to pre-lube all of the nuts, bolts on the hangers, on the exhaust flanges, on the O2 sensors, and everywhere with PV Blaster before we get started. Next, we're going to take the cats off. We're going to disconnect the oxygen sensors. And this brace that runs crossways between the two cats. So we'll get all that done and start on the next process. You have to use a pick to get under that connector Couldn't get it to release by pushing on the white button, so just went inside and picked it and got the O2 sensor loose. Okay, so this connector for this O2 is way up here next to the trans. You got to flip that little white lever back, and you should be able to push it down. Okay, after a long painful time of getting the O2 sensors all unclipped and rerouting them around all the harnesses that they're tucked into, we're now ready to take the cats off. So they're 15 millimeter. We did use a 13 millimeter to get that brace off. So here we go. Okay, show you a little trick I learned in band camp. If you need more leverage, like this nut is super tight, you can take 2 wrenches, hook them together like this, and give you more leverage. Yeah. Okay, we got the cat out on the passenger side. It's coming. Got our brace out of the way, and we're going to lower it down and get those manifolds loose. And there's the exhaust manifold off the passenger side and the dipstick tube. Okay, on your gaskets before you put them on, you'll notice this gasket has this extra hump on it, and that corresponds to the header. So make sure you look at the headers first. It helps you line everything up. Also, they have to be put on a certain way just so the bolt holes line up. But check out your headers. Okay, so we've got a guy down below doing all the hard work. And he is lifting the header up, holding it in position for us. Okay, we got the steering shaft out. We got the header in position. You have to take the 2 11 millimeters out and then slide the shaft forward towards the firewall and then down, and the shaft will come out. We did lube it up first with some PB Blaster. It took a little bit of time to get it out, but it finally worked right out of there. Okay, now we're just going through and torquing all the header bolts. You'll torque those at 22 foot-pounds. Okay, we fed the dipstick down through, weaseled it down in between the headers, and got it back in the pan. You can actually see the pan from here, and just putting that 30 Torx back in on the dipstick. Okay, we got the headers all bolted up top, went in really nicely. We went ahead and pre-cut these earlier just to get them out of the way of the headers, but we left them a little long. We wanted to get the headers in place before we put the connection pipes in, and we wanted to leave ourselves some room so that we could adjust that now. So we're getting ready to fit those connection pipes up and then do the final cut on the white pipe here in the back, the X pipe. Okay, so now we're fitting up the connection pipes And this side's already mounted up. We favored it as much as we can to try to get the two together. And we are off on this side, as you can see, pretty good ways. So we're gonna have to do a little more modifications on this side in order to get that to match up with the header. Okay, got everything buttoned up underneath. End up cutting a little bit more off of this pipe. We also cut the connector here between these two pipes. And these have some flex joints in it that allowed that to come together. We'll tack weld that back together now. We've got all the O2s in. This rear O2 we did have to extend, and we happen to have an old O2 sensor, so we could use the original gray and white and black wiring. So we had to extend that as it goes all the way up. Had to lengthen it about 9 inches. Everything else went together nice. Got the Kmember back in it now. Getting ready to drop it down. Okay, Motorheads, we wanted to teach you a little bit about why you would even want headers to begin with over manifolds. What's the advantage? Why go through all the trouble? We're going to talk about it real quick just so you have an idea of how they work. Okay, let's say that I stand you along the highway, right on the white line, all right? You're standing on the white line of the highway, and I've hired 2 semi-drivers to drive past you at 100 miles an hour and get as close to you as possible without touching you. You're standing dead still along the highway waiting for the first semi. He comes at you and past you at 100 miles an hour. What's going to happen after he gets past you and the trailer of his semi clears you? That's right. The vacuum is going to pull you out into the middle of the highway. That's why I've hired the second driver. So now let's look at the header and see how it works. All right, so we've got this exhaust that's traveling down each header pipe. Is the exhaust traveling down every pipe at the same time? No, that's why we have a firing order, right? 184-365-72 is a common one on small block Chevy. That means that number 1 here would be on an exhaust stroke and the others would not be. This air or exhaust leaving and going through this, what they call the collector, would travel at a high speed and create a vacuum on the other 3. So now, whenever that exhaust valve opens up on these other 3 cylinders, they will already have a vacuum built on them to help scavenge that cylinder out. Okay, not only will that help scavenge the exhaust out, but that piston is not going to have to work as hard to shove that exhaust up the cylinder and out the valve. Some headers are so efficient that they can actually help draw the piston up the bore. That takes less energy away from the other cylinders that are being used to push that piston up. So during their power stroke, they're spending part of their power stroke to help this guy push his exhaust out. So the headers are going to get rid of all that problem and create a vacuum in the cylinder. It will also, during camshaft overlap, when both valves are open at the same time, headers can work so efficiently that they will completely empty the cylinder, and when the intake valve begins to creep open during that overlap time, it will create a vacuum to help pull the fresh air and fuel into the cylinder. Okay, we just thought we'd go over that at the same time we did the header install on the Camaro today. We hope you've enjoyed the video. We're trying to get some more videos coming. We do appreciate your support, and we hope that you will like and subscribe. See you on the next video.